In a quiet little village, there lived an elderly woman known to all as Grandma Lata. She was frail, with silver hair and deep wrinkles, yet her eyes shone with kindness and wisdom. Though she lived alone in a small house near the ancient banyan tree, she never complained. She was always seen smiling, spreading warmth and comfort to everyone who passed by. The villagers adored her because no matter how tough life got, she never seemed troubled. Whether it was a poor harvest, sickness, or financial struggles, she always had words of comfort, as soothing as a mother's lullaby. One day, a young woman named Priya visited Grandma Lata, tears streaming down her face. "Grandma, I don't know what to do," she sobbed. "My husband left for the city to find work, but he hasn't sent any money. My children are hungry, and I am afraid. What if something has happened to him? What if we have nothing left?" Grandma Lata gently patted the ground beside her. "Sit, my child," she said softly. "Tell me, what do you believe will happen?" Priya wiped her tears. "I don't know, Grandma. Everything seems to be going wrong. What if my husband never returns? What if he forgets about us? What if my children starve?" Grandma Lata listened patiently and then shook her head. "My dear, when we fill our minds with fear, our hearts become heavy and everything seems darker. But when we fill our minds with hope, life feels lighter, and good things often follow." Priya frowned. "How can I think good thoughts when everything around me is falling apart?" Grandma Lata smiled knowingly. "Let me tell you a story," she began. "Once there was a poor man who had nothing, no food, no money, no family. He sat by a river, crying in despair. An old woman, much like me, passed by and stopped. 'Why are you crying, my son?' She asked. 'There is nothing left for me in this world.' The man wept. 'How can I ever be happy?' The old woman smiled and said, 'You have the river that flows endlessly, the trees that give shade and fruit, and the sun that warms you every day. Look around you. There is beauty and life everywhere. If you only think about what you lack, you will always be sad. But if you focus on what you have, you will find peace.' The man listened, and for the first time, he noticed the river's gentle flow, the rustling trees, and the bright golden sun. His heart felt lighter, and he slowly found the strength to work hard. Over time, his life changed not by magic, but by the power of his own thoughts. Grandma Lata looked at Priya. "You see, my dear, the man's situation didn't change overnight, but his perspective did. And when we change the way we think, we find the strength to face our problems. When we drown in fear, we become weak. But when we hold on to hope, we become strong." Priya listened carefully. "Will my thoughts really make a difference?" Grandma Lata nodded. "Yes, my child. If you wake up every morning and say to yourself, 'Today will be a good day,' you will find the strength to care for your children and keep going. But if you wake up fearing what may go wrong, your heart will grow heavy, and you will feel lost." Priya wiped her tears and took a deep breath. "I understand, Grandma. I will try to think good thoughts from now on." Grandma Lata smiled warmly. "That is the first step, my dear." From that day, Priya followed Grandma Lata's advice. Every morning she reminded herself, "Today will be a good day." She worked hard, cared for her children, and held on to hope. Weeks passed, and one day she received a letter. It was from her husband. He had found a job and was sending money home. Tears of joy filled Priya's eyes. She ran straight to Grandma Lata's house, breathless with excitement. "Grandma, you were right. My husband has sent us money. Things are finally getting better." Grandma Lata smiled. "You see, my dear, when we think positively, we open doors to hope and opportunity. Life will always bring hardships, but with a hopeful heart, we can overcome anything. Her wisdom soon spread throughout the village. More and more people came to her, seeking advice. And every time, she gave them the same answer. Think good thoughts, and good things will follow. As the seasons changed, so did the village. People began facing their problems with resilience, hope, and determination. Laughter became more common, and kindness filled the air. The villagers no longer lived in constant fear of misfortune. Instead, they believed in their strength to overcome challenges. Moral of the story: our thoughts have incredible power. When we focus on the good, we find strength, hope, and solutions to our problems. Life is not always easy, but with a positive attitude, we can face challenges and invite happiness into our hearts. A hopeful heart is a strong heart. And no matter how dark a situation may seem, choosing hope and gratitude can create light. By thinking good thoughts, we not only find peace within ourselves, but we also inspire others to do the same.